Okay guys, so I'm going to show you how to write a caption for your photos on your spread. I have opened up my spread here. It is the Diesel Tech spread. I have my dominant picture, a grouping of pictures around it, some other random side module pictures. Okay, so what I did here is I went ahead and put two quotes over here on the side. One is from Gustavo Garcia, he's a senior, and the other one's from Mr. Gerardo Soria, the teacher for Diesel Tech. All right, so it's important to understand that first you have to identify or pick which pictures you're going to be using on your page. And once you have that layout complete and you have your pictures set and chosen, then you have to identify the main person in each picture, because that's the person that you're going to have to interview for the quote for your caption for that photo. All right, and so without that, you cannot create a solid caption as I'm about to show you. All right, so I'm going to go to this top left picture first, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, and you're going to see that it's Mr. Soria. He's working with a few of the guys of Diesel Tech. I went ahead and interviewed this guy right here, Gustavo Garcia, so I'm going to use his quote to create the caption for that photo. All right, so I'm going to go over here. I'm going to read the caption to you, or the interview. I have grown so much in this program. It has taught me a lot of different things, but mostly it has made me more responsible. All right, well, that's a pretty solid quote. It is important that you guys get thorough quotes, not short quotes, because if you have something very simple and short, it's going to make for a bad caption. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the picture. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, or zoom in a little bit. That way you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I have created a text box here, right? It's right here. So if we look at our caption and design guide, it tells us that our captions need to be in Roboto and 6-point font. Okay, the caption title is going to be bold Roboto. So I'm going to go over here to the right hand side, find Roboto, set it to 6-point, and then I'm going to create a title for this. Okay, it has to be creative, it has to be catchy, it cannot be boring or cliche. So maybe, let me see, they're working on an engine, firing on all cylinders, firing on all cylinders. Okay, so we have our title. Remember, this does have to be in bold. So we're going to go over here, find the bold, and 6-point bold Roboto. Perfect. All right, go back to regular. Okay, so we have three different types of caption structures. I'm going to go ahead and go over structure one. Structure one tells us that the first sentence, we have to identify who's in the picture and what's going on. So since we're talking about Gus Garcia, we're going to identify him. So I'm going to say senior, Gustavo Garcia. Helps troubleshoot an engine with the help of his instructor, Mr. Gerardo Soria. Okay, so a couple of things going on here. You have to put the full title. You have to include the full title, first name and last name, right? And then the verb, which shows the action, has to be in present tense. Now, the verb in this case being helps, all right, helps, present tense. You do not use ing verbs. Do not write in helping, even though it's present tense. It's incorrect voice for these captions, all right? So, Senior Gustavo Garcia helps troubleshoot an engine with the help of his instructor, Mr. Gerardo Soria. I don't like this word help because it's repeated, so I'm just going to change this to assistance. Okay, just to make it better, a better caption. All right, so looking back at structure one, the second sentence will tell us what is not seen in the picture or give us an explanation or an elaboration of the action, but this one has to be in past tense. Okay, so the students of the Diesel Tech program earned certifications as mechanics for this industry. Perfect. All right, I know it's in bold. This has to be regular. It just Walsworth sometimes does that, so just pay attention. Okay, if it changes something, just to change it back. All right, second sentence, something that's not seen. They're earning a certification. It has to be in past tense. So my verb, earn, in this case, I just add an ed, and that makes it past tense, so I'm good. All right, so far we have a title. We have the first sentence in present tense with the subject identified. The second sentence in past tense, adding some additional information. And then the last part of this will be the quote. Okay, so simply I just go back to the quote here. I'm going to copy it, Command C on the iMac, and then I'm going to paste it into this caption. Okay, so wherever you guys have your captions or quotes written on a Microsoft Word document or putting them on the page like I just did makes it easier. All right, so let's change this to the proper font and the proper size. Roboto, regular, 6 point. All right, we still have some work to do on this quote. Okay, we have to split it up. So I'm going to read it. I have grown so much in this program, period. It has taught me a lot of different things, but mostly it has made me more responsible. Where is a natural place to split this quote up? I would say right after this period. So I'm going to go ahead and split this up, add a comma in a quote, identify who said it. So I'm going to say Garcia said. And remember, it's always going to be person said. I don't have to put his full name. I don't have to put his title because I already introduced him over here in the first sentence. So I just have to put either his first name, his last name. I can even put he said because we already identified who is speaking. Okay, I'm going to add a period and then continue the quote after the period by adding the quotation marks. And what I did there is I just split up the quote into two different parts. First part, second part, and in the middle of it, I identified who was speaking with person said. All right, and so this caption is finished. These are the three elements that we are looking for in captions. All right, we're looking for the title in bold, first sentence in present tense, identify who's in it and what they're doing. Second sentence in past tense, and it elaborates or explains something that is not seen in the picture. And then the last sentence is going to be a quote with the identifier splitting up the quote in a place that naturally or logically makes sense. Okay, so this is finished. The only thing I need to add now is my photo credit. Photo by, and I got this from Mr. Soria, so let's say he had taken it, photo by Gerardo Soria. I know it's not him because he's in the picture, but for example, let's say it was me that took it, I would just put the photo credit. Make sure the photo credit is accurate. Don't make it up. I know I did for this just to show you, but you do need a photo credit after the caption. Verify that it's the correct photographer, and also verify that spelling and people who are in the picture are identified are accurate. Okay, the last thing that we want to do is name someone in a picture that is not them. All right, so that's photo caption structure 1. Hopefully that helps.